Howard Gibbert here on Middays, coming to you live from the Element Wealth Studio on SuperTalk, Mississippi. Are you thinking about or planning for retirement? Do you have a plan? Go to myelementwealth.com or call 601-957-6006. Let Element Wealth help you find your balance between income, growth, and guarantees. Well, as we approach the weekend, we've got Kelly Bennett here with us on the air.
I think y'all covered all the news of the day pretty well already, so I'm just going to go home now. No,
how are you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing well. How about you, Lucian? I've never gotten a chance to be on when you're filling in for Gerard, so this is a treat.
Likewise. I know your voice well, but it's nice to actually see your face.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I didn't get to makeup yet this morning. I heard Garden Mama talking about that. She's like, oh, the camera part. And, you know, I got into radio like she did back in the day when you were heard and not seen. But here we are. Yeah, we do our best.
I certainly have the face for it. But it's changed. You know, it used to be you could roll in with a hat on and, like, you know, maybe you're going to shower afterwards if you had a 7 o'clock hit. Like, no more. You got to get the razor out and the whole bit and get ready for it. So. Yeah. Well, tell us what's going on in the Magnolia State. What's happening?
Well, I think the big thing, we had House Speaker Jason White on the Paul Gallo show this morning, and he basically said that they have worked out something on MAEP and Inspire. In fact, I think you could call this a big win for the House Speaker, Jason White, because he's really been pushing for a rewrite of the MAEP funding formula this session, and it looks like that's going to happen.
MAEP is not going to be with us anymore come July 1st. You know, the Senate finally got inspired on an education rewrite. They sent us a rule suspension yesterday saying we are suspending the rules for deadlines as it relates to introduction. They want us to introduce a brand new education rewrite bill. It's got all the features of our Inspire bill, but they want to introduce a new bill that does away with MAEP and basically writes the Inspire formula into a new bill.
So what happens next?
They'll have to pass the bill that we send to them, and then it would go to the governor.
Now, Governor Tate Reeves has said in the past that he supports the Inspire bill, so I think he'll sign on to this. I did get tickled at one point. The House Speaker was talking about it won't be called the Inspire Act anymore. And he was like, that was kind of a Senate thing. We don't care. We just want to get it done. So
I heard that. And it's a lot of credit to Jason White for being that flexible, because you sometimes see things die because somebody says, no, my idea has to be called this, or it has to be a bill from this chamber. And so I thought that spoke a lot of the speaker, that he was willing to say, you know what, call it whatever, if I can get the substance that I've been pushing, or the bulk of it.
Exactly. And then it looks like we're getting some action. And unfortunately, this was happening right before I came on the show with you, Lucian. So I haven't had a chance to do my research yet, but it looks like the Senate has signed 2 Medicaid expansion conference report proposals, one offered by the Senate. This is according to the Magnolia Tribune. It incorporates the compromise put forward by the House this week, but it hinges on the CMS approving a work waiver. That's something senators have said all along is non-negotiable. And, the feds aren't going to approve this work requirement. I think that's a great wish, but I don't really see it happening. So I don't know what's going to happen in regard to Medicaid.
They've more or less, I mean, I think they've basically said that, right, at the federal level, that they're not going to approve any sort of work requirement.
It's on the website. It's on the HHS website.
Oh, well, that's pretty definitive.
Yeah.
Well, that's news. So they've signed conference, at least the Senate has signed conference reports on that.
Correct. That's what I'm seeing.
Interesting. Well, go ahead, Kelly. I cut you off. What else is going on?
Sorry about that. There's a lot. I only have so much time. This is a big one because our state sees its share of tornadoes, hurricanes, severe weather. And there are so many scammers that come in after these storms. and try to take advantage of residents. Well, that's why when we had Representative Jerry Turner on this week, he chairs the House Insurance Committee, I got kind of excited about this one. He told us they're working on legislation that's designed to combat roof repair fraud, and he calls this the best consumer protection policy he's seen in years.
They can cancel their contract with a contractor within 3 days after they sign the contract. They have that much time to think on it and to consult their insurance company and to decide whether or not they have a good contract, or if they have any questions about that, or they feel they need to negotiate further on it, well, they can do so. They have 3 days to do that.
They originally wanted 5 days, but apparently legally that didn't work out for whatever reason. So 3 days is better than 5, better than none, right? In too many cases, you'll see a scammer come in, they'll take somebody's money and then they won't do the work. They'll do shoddy work. And in fact, he told us there are instances where they're talking these people into, believe it or not, Lucian, I can't believe this. They're talking people into signing over like the power of attorney and taking control of their finances. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. So I was glad to see that one.
I mean, I would guess after you've got a major disaster, it's just easy. You know, folks come in and they just need a roof because there was just a hurricane or a tornado, and they're probably not in a position to read those documents as closely as they normally would.
Well, and I think most people, it's difficult to understand those documents to begin with. And then you add the panic of having a leaky roof and you just want to keep your home dry. And yeah, I can see how that situation occurs. I always get suspicious. I've been doing news for 30 plus years. If somebody comes to my door to hawk a product, I'm already suspicious. I'm like, I didn't come to you. Where are you from? What you trying to tell me? But anyway, another thing that I thought was pretty exciting this week, we're all familiar now that Amazon Web Services has decided to invest $10 billion to build 2 hyperscale data centers in Madison County. Well, this project is going to generate a lot of data science related job opportunities. So to help fill these positions, officials with Belhaven University will be participating in AWS Academy. Now, this is a program built by the experts at Amazon Web Services. It's going to provide the university with cloud computing curriculum, and students can start enrolling in these courses in the fall of 2024. And this basically sets you up, and you can even get certification for these jobs at Amazon Web Services. And Senator Chris Johnson has kind of hinted at the fact that Amazon is looking at more places to locate in Mississippi in the future.
And they really didn't ask for much from the state. From a state's perspective, I think it's a fantastic deal, and it'll do great things for our economy, especially starting in the Jackson area, metro area, but then hopefully moving in other parts of the state as well.
And these data centers could be at least partially open by 2027. So that gives you plenty of time to go ahead and enroll in these classes, get your certification, and then go for the job when the opportunity arises. You're just going to let me keep going, aren't you, Lucian?
I know. I don't want you to run out of time, Kelly.
So dyslexia, there was some action on that this week as well. It's much more common than you might think.
1 in 5 children in Mississippi have dyslexia. And the thing about that is 50% of your NASA scientists have dyslexia. These are high IQ individuals, but you also look at 50% of your prison population has been shown to have dyslexia.
Senator Jeremy England authored legislation that allows educators with dyslexia therapy certification from another state to provide that service in Mississippi. So the availability of these teachers is going to be expanded more across the state. They've opened that up, and that bill has now become law. I thought that was pretty exciting.
That is great.
Mobile sports betting is still alive, but there's another bill kind of in the gaming realm that lawmakers are considering. It would require casino developers on the coast to get a Tidelands lease directly from the Secretary of State while protecting Coast City's control over ports and harbors. Senator David Blunt told us they need clarity on what constitutes a legal site, and here's the reason why. It came into question after the Gaming Commission decided to grant RW development approval for a casino on Highway 90 at Veterans Avenue last December, and they did that without a Tidelands lease.
We have 17 legal sites right now that have not been developed, but the site that was approved in December raises a lot of questions about what the market looks like. And I believe when you have questions like that, it is a discouragement to investors who may want to do something.
The legislation is not retroactive, so it won't be affecting their decision in December. Another bill I thought was cool. High school students now have the option to meet their foreign language requirement with sign language classes. That's a new option, and that'll start in July. It's already law.
I thought that was very cool. Thank you,
Me
Kelly,
too.
for helping us know what all's been going on. It's been a busy week at the legislature.
It definitely has been. Thanks, guys, and have a great weekend.
You too. Y'all, this is Lucian Smith in for Gerard Gibbert here on Middays on SuperTalk Mississippi. Stick with us for more from the Element Wealth Studios.